Today I am going to speak on data visualization using Tableau. The first slide here shows Gartner's Magic Quadrant. A look at the Gartner's Magic Quadrant for business and intelligence and analytics will help us get the true essence of data analytics. As we can see, Tableau is the data visualization expert that heads the charts, outplaying all the other performers in the present market. In Tableau, we analyze as we visualize. This innovative approach lets people dive into their data more and more. Even enterprises these days are moving towards deploying self-service analytics at a huge scale, and that's where Tableau seals the deal. Companies like Deloitte, Honeywell, and VMware are equipping tens of thousands of users with the power of Tableau. Now we'll talk about the advantages of Tableau. Tableau's core product strength continue to be its intuitive interactive visualization and exploration and analytical dashboarding capabilities for almost any data source, mark my words, any data source I mean, thus leveraging an extensive set of data connectors with both in-memory and direct query access for larger data sets. Tableau supports a diverse range of data connectivity options as well, and some of them include spanning relational, online analytical processing OLAP, Hadoop, NoSQL, and cloud sources. Now moving on to the use of Tableau. As we said, Tableau's core product strength continue to be its intuitive interactive visualization and exploration and analytical dashboarding capabilities for almost any data source. We can see here the number of data source options that it is offering to us. And there are a host of options like Hadoop, NoSQL, cloud sources, Spark, etc. that we can see here. So this is a kind of an ideal stop tool for one to create visualization of any and every kind of data source, especially when we are nowadays moving towards unstructured and semi-structured data. So we'll start off with the sample superstore that is provided to us by the Tableau, which can be used to come up with a lot of data visualizations that will be sufficient more or less. So we'll glance through a couple of data visualizations that we create here in the process. Let's move to some of the very, I would say, important features that are required for data visualization here. The first among which are, on the left hand side of the screen, we can see category and subcategory. They have an ABC mark preceding them, which basically indicates that these are text fields, and since they are marked in blue, they are just meant to be discrete. Now, apart from this, there are also other fields which are equally important on the left hand side panel of the screen, as we can see when we scroll down further. They are measures like, we'll see through, discount, profit, etc., which are all preceded by green symbols that are basically meant to be numerical values, and they are somewhat continuous. So we'll just drag and drop and show you how it happens. Now, for example, here we'll take only profit, say. The default aggregation will always be sum, so you can change it as per your own requirement. We'll plot out the average here. So we have the average profit across various categories and subcategories, which we can clearly see how the data visualization for that happens using a bar diagram. So this is done, and then we'll move on to the next topic, that is the filters, which is also plays a very important role on data visualization. So on this data visualization set, I can apply some filters based on which the visualization of my data set will change. So let's filter it out by region here. So we'll do that and we'll show it to you on the screen, filtering it out by region. So we select all, and there is an option here that helps you to exclude as well. For example, if you want to exclude East, then you can just uncheck and just only keep East and then exclude and click OK. The filter here is there, and you do a show filter. So we will see an East cutout, correct? So instead, if you don't want to do that, you can just always do it otherwise. So I'll just show you that as well. I will, however, not exclude anything here. So here is my sheet. Now my filters are done, and I do select a couple of regions. There is an ample amount of opportunity here in Tableau. I can customize my filter to make it a multiple values drop down, and I can also customize it to include a show apply button, which is shown on the right hand panel of the screen. Now the moment I do that, you'll see even if I select or deselect the options, the data set is not changing, and it won't change until and unless I explicitly click on the apply button. Now you notice that the values are changing, right? Later on, we put another filter to this, that is, say the state, and again click OK. Then we select all and we click OK, and then again do a show filter. Now whenever we do a show filter, it will show you the filter on the right hand side of the page, and the region there will have only the relevant values, that is the names of the states corresponding to the regions that you selected. So all the values in the database will give you all the names of the states together, which won't make any sense, as here region and states are a sort of cascaded filters. So here again we have learned to do cascaded filters as well. Here again we'll do one more thing. There is a multiple value drop down, and we'll also give it a show apply button. You can do away with the all option if you want, else depending upon your choice you can retain it as well. So now you have your data set pretty much sorted after doing this, which is there on the screen. So now suppose we want to select the region central. We do that, we do apply it, and instead of selecting all the states, we select a few like Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri and Oklahoma, and then we click on the apply button, and then we see the data changing. So we understood the functionality of filters out here. So this is the concept of filters that has been covered. Now we can also talk about the other feature, which is the calculated fields. We see more or less here there are certain losses that are occurring as these bars are below the $0 mark, and more or less the others have translated into a full-scale profit. So for these, the visualization doesn't create that amount of impact on our sensory memory as to immediately classify which is a profit and which is the loss. So we can do one thing, that is conditionally format these bars to look in different colors based on whether it is a profit or a loss. So we can create a calculated field, we name it conditional format, and then we show it to you how this conditional formatting actually works. So let us first create a calculated field. We name it as con format. And then we put a condition that if profit is greater than 0, then it is profit, else loss. So we'll have the similar example on the right hand side of the screen where we have the conditional format. Now note that this field is preceded by an equal to sign, which indicates that it is a calculated field. Now we take this conditional format and drop it down to color, and we immediately see it changing. So the moment we do that, now let's just go to edit colors, and here we can assign any palette as we want as per our choice. we'll just see how to select any color palette that you want of your choice and create a better visual impact. So say for example, if we want to give it as green to profit and red to loss, so the moment you see this, it will hit your sensory memory as to what is the overall structure of the data and how easily you can derive a very clear rough estimate of the loss that you can encounter here. So this is a very impactful data visualization technique that we have encountered now. So topics like filters, conditional formatting, calculated fields have all been covered till now. We are going to explore another advanced feature which can be achieved using Tableau, and that is a donut chart. How do we go about making a donut chart? We'll just see through that. Well, we are doing the donut chart here. Here we have created a sales by region dummy value, a created field with just value 1, and then we grant it 2 columns part. Now many people think of doing this as an average. You can just do away with the average part and simply take it as an attribute. It will give you the same result. So you have an attribute now, and then you select dual axis. Then you see this thing combining into 1. So we are done. Now we select all, and out here we do a pie. So once we are done with that, we select the second one as well, and then we do a little bit increase in its size and we color it white. So we can see that it is a little better now visually. As what I mean is so we'll change the color to white and we'll see how it looks now. See, now that's perfect. So we see the donut chart appearing now and the basics are all ready. So we have 2 filters created out here. We'll apply that to the worksheets and also use the same data source, right? So all these filters will pop up here as well, and we do a show filter, and now that's done. Now we drop the state column into the colored part here, which will be shown on the screen. Yeah. So now we see the color changing. Now you drag the country out of it, because all the sample superstore has taken United States as the country itself. So we'll not look into the country part here, but only the state part is taken into consideration, where the state column is dragged into the color part and we see the color changing. So these are all equal divisions. We like to divide this further on the basis of sales as well. So from here we drag the sales and put it into size and we'll immediately see it altering. So this is how it shows: $76,270 Michigan, followed by Indiana, and then Illinois is somewhat greater. So these are all sorted according to their respective sizes. So we can also drag these cells to the labels, which will yield the individual quantities as well. So we are showing that on the screen now. Yeah, so we got that. Next step, we want the total sales, say, here in the middle. So what do? We click on this one and we put sales here, which will give it here as shown in the figure now. Yeah, so we have it there. So when we can do a little bit of formatting where we can just increase its size a bit and we can make the color a bit bold if you want. So that will create a better visual impact. And that can be achieved through the formatting that we do. So we can just see that on the screen. So here we have a complete picture as to what the sales is, and we have distributed it region wise and also along with the individual values of the sales figures. So now we have two sheets basically. Sheet 1, which is the category wise average profit center aligned, and then the second sheet that is a state wise sales distribution. So we have the data set totally ready. I have shown you two modes of data visualization here using Tableau. One is a bar chart with conditional formatting and the other is a donut chart. I really hope that this makes understanding Tableau easier for you, and you